Hello and welcome back to another episode of the CQ the Watch Guy podcast with me, CQ the Watch Guy. Hope you're having an amazing day today. And yeah, we're back. We are back. You know where I'm at. I am here at the David SW headquarters in Miami, not too far from the design district. A little bit of a rainy day, so we are back inside, with the new lights here. I am going to try to squeeze out a few more outside shoots before the heat turns up a little bit too much. But it's been very Miami out there. It's super hot or super rainy, but we're gonna figure something out. I'm gonna get out of these long sleeve shirts for the summertime. I'm gonna maybe get some, and I got some chicks up my sleeves. Maybe I smoke some cigars at Jose up top, and we do a little round table or something like that. I got some ideas brewing. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, what do we have going on this week? A lot of releases going on still, but I want to still concentrate back on some of the Watches and Wonders stuff. And I ended the last podcast talking a little bit about my love, my adoration for what Cartier is doing and what they have released for Watches and Wonders 2024. So I wanted to just peel back the page a little bit and let's just kind of dive in to some of my favorite pieces there. And what I love about what Cartier does for their Watches and Wonders releases and go back for the past few years is, they do a few bombshell models, right? Last year was the Tank Normal. You had the Santos Dumont with the plain limited edition. But then they sprinkle out so many great pieces throughout all their collections. It's very interesting what they do. Some are limited editions, some are regular productions. They do their discontinuations, and sometimes you got focused on one model, right, from certain brands, but Cartier does a really good job of helping you focus on all, right? Helping you get your eyes on a little bit of everything. I want to say a big shout out to Cartier and all the team over there, Erica as well. You know who you are. Got us some appointments and we are able to get hands on with the pieces. And even in that room, it was just like hit after hit after hit. And it was mostly gentlemen, I think all gentlemen that in the press room there. And even when the ladies' pieces came out, we were just all there like, oh my God, I'd wear this. I'd wear this. There was like a new size Panther that was amazing. I was like, oh man, I put that on my big paws. And I was like, I'd wear this watch. And you go down to the new animal collections, insane stuff. And you go to the high jewelry, very few do it better. Very few do it better. That'd be an argument for a different podcast with some guests, I think, to have who does high jewelry better, but they do some outstanding, amazing things. But first, we got to talk about the one that really, their big bomb of the show, and it is the new Tortue Monopusher. Right? I'm not going to say Monopusher. Well, I did say it. I said it well. So there's a new Privé Tortue Monopusher on the block, and this is basically a reproduction of the Cartier Privé or the CP series Monopusher. Tortue Monopusher that has came out in the late 90s. Why is that so important to all of watchmaking, especially independent watchmaking? You had Denis Fadoulet, you had F. Pigeon, you had Vanny Halter, all working in the CP project and on those watches. So the movement, especially the Monopusher movement, has all of those three mad geniuses. Their DNAs all over those watches. So those kind of went crazy on the secondary market, on the vintage market, the neo vintage market since their 90s pieces. So those have been doing extremely well. So it's interesting to see, and it makes sense actually that Cartier went back, pulled these out to make a modern version of the Monopusher watch. Both look great. The piece that I have for you here is platinum that we got hands on. There is a rose gold version as well. I take either. Listen, if you're gifting into me, I'll take either. I probably lean a little bit more platinum just because I think it's clean, it's classy. But I'm a gold fan as well. I could see me wearing the rose gold. And to me, it's just something about the Tortue case. It just has, Cartier is a master of shapes, and it just has a beautiful curvaceousness to it, a beautiful shape. But when you pair that with a really nice, simple chronograph, Monopusher complication, a really well laid out dial, your beautiful Roman numerals. It gives you all the DNA that you want from Cartier with just a dash of really cool complication in there with the Monopusher chronograph. No date, no other dials, just what you need to get get the deed done, your little 30-minute timer, and of course, all the history that goes along with it. So I think, of course, this will do very well for them. I'm sure the orders have already been going crazy, and I'm glad they made this because it gives a lot of people. Let's say if you're a very good client of Cartier right now, it gives you a chance to get the modern piece without dipping into the vintage waters. If you didn't want to do that, or you couldn't find a good example, because those go so fast when they do pop up on the market. And it gives somebody who has a vintage piece an opportunity to get a modern one as well. Some people like to have the vintage version and the modern version as well living in the same collection. Maybe the modern one you wear a little bit more because it's fresh, it's modern, that could take a little bit beating. The vintage version maybe in your head is going to keep going up in value. So, you're a little bit more delicate with that piece. So this gives you something that you can wear, you can enjoy a little bit more, you can have a little bit of fun with. And I think, I think Cartier is one of those brands, their history is so rich. They do cases and dials so well that they're one brand I enjoy every time they look back in their catalog. Most of their pieces are, let's be honest, are look backs into their previous catalog with just breaths of fresh air. And this, I think, was perfect. They didn't really need to update too much. So I think really well done piece for them. And of course, will do very, very well. Now, skipping down the chain, the Santos de Cartier Dual Time. This is a piece I was not expecting, wasn't even thinking about it. I'm a Santos fan. There's great watches. They're how do I say? I guess you could compare them in just terms of versatility to a Datejust, right? A Datejust 2, Datejust 41, or Datejust 36, whatever your size is. But you could do anything with them. They're tanks. They just look good. They have their own DNA. They have their own character, right? And they come in so many different variations with the chronos and etc. From the past. So when I saw this dual time, when they pulled this out, I was like, because I didn't go through all the new releases before we got into the press room. So when they pulled this out, I was like, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's Santos de Cartier Dual Time. And I was like, well, I'm in love now. What have you done? Now I'm starstruck because one is just such a good looking watch. Simple, just a little dual time right there at 6 o'clock. And they just did it in one dial, just kind of this silver slate gray, but it's a platform that they're going to use for a bunch of other dials. And I think for somebody who travels a lot or somebody who has, family or businesses around the world, it's a great, nice, fun dual time. Something, that's unique without being too outlandish. They didn't really reinvent the wheel here or anything, but design-wise, it is still Cartier. Right, it's still its own little world, and I really love this watch. I think, I love it in the gray. Even if they just did this, I think it'll do very, very well for them. But knowing Cartier, you're gonna see different editions throughout the year. But really nice sleeper piece, and I think this a sleeper hit. I think when these get on the market, they'll move fast. I don't know, who knows, how strong a value they hold, but I dare say they'll hold pretty close, closer to retail than most, and I think they'll move around well, just because it's a very fun. It's a fun, useful complication. The Santos is already a great looking watch that a lot of people love. And it just kind of enhances the collection in just a right way. It's a perfect upgrade to anybody they've loved the Santos, just want something a little bit different. Again, if you're a traveler, this kind of fits in really, really well. So awesome introduction for them on the Santos de Cartier Dual Time. And now, there's so many great things. It's hard to say favorites, but the ones that, the dual time definitely, that warmed the heart up. And let's say the Santos Dumont Lacquer editions, that just ran away with my heart. That just took it away. All three of them took it away. So we have 3 new Santos Dumont Lacquer pieces. So we have seen Santos Dumont with Lacquer editions before. Last year, the standout for me was a stainless black lacquer, which is just a sharp looking like tuxedo watch. Just looking for all black piece that just gives you like a blackout look, in a Santos Dumont. So something that you weren't thinking of, but just give you, a sharp piece. And here we are with a little bit more lacquer pieces, some beautiful colors. This time we have olive green, platinum case, taupe gray, yellow gold case, peacock blue in a rose gold case. It's so hard. And I believe the platinum is the limited edition one. They all look good. I'll take, again, my birthday is in November, so you got a lot of time to everybody get together. either either one, anyone, I would be happy with. You know, reviewing it right now, that blue and gold. Yeah, I'd say blue and gold, gray, and then green. But that is such a photo finish. I'd take any of them. They all look great and just so well done. You know, that's the one thing. The execution is always going to be top notch when you're talking about Cartier, and the execution of all these are amazing. I love the way how the lacquer just, it looks so beautiful on the steel, and because they don't, take it over the edges, you just have this beautiful outline of the cases. Or the precious metal, not steel, the cases of the watches. So you just have this beautiful outline and then the lacquer filled in. Just a really great aesthetic on these pieces. I love that they did Arabic numerals versus Roman numerals on these as well. This gives it a little bit more vibrancy and some character, some life, some fun these are fun watches. It's hard sometimes when I say fun. I think a lot of people are like, well, there's a lot of money, it should be fun, but like, you work hard. You work hard for your money. I don't care what you do. You should have fun with your watches. This should be a hobby of enjoyment. I don't even care if you're buying to buy something you think it might gain in value. You should be having some type of enjoyment in that journey, right? If you're not, enjoying your watches, then what are we really doing here? You should be enjoying your pieces. And these are pieces that when you buy them, how could you not smile? Because just having them in my hands, it was hard for me not to smile, putting them on the wrist. Like, I could see myself just wearing these all day and just like really having a good time. So Santos Dumont Lacquer Edition, really, really good entries. And again, yeah, Cartier had a really, really good year for watches and wonders, in my opinion. All around, so many great pieces hitting every gauge, every price point, every category, something fresh, something new, a little bit of everything for everybody, which is all you could want, right? So yeah, you guys feel free to get together, figure out what you want to get me for the holiday season. I'll be happy with anything. Not a picky guy. Not a picky guy. You'd be amazed. Anyways, let's dive into some watches of the week. Oh yeah, so I got a few good pieces today. And since we were doing a lot of colors today, I figured we pop in with one of my favorite brands that does color dials, the Moser Cie Pioneer Center Seconds, with a beautiful flume red dial. This one's a full set from September 2021. 11575 is the price we have on this. I'm a big fan of Pioneers because they thread the line perfectly between casual and dress. Of course, right now you're saying, hey, this is a rubber strap watch. I can't dress this up. Take it off the rubber strap. Put on a beautiful black leather strap. You could do a brown suede. You could do just a normal brown. You could do black with red stitching. You could do a deep burgundy strap. Because of the beautiful dial you have here, that's going from that kind of poppy red in the center to deep burgundy to almost black on the perimeter, you can really have so much fun with straps on this watch, and you could just transform the watch into whatever you want it to be. So I think it's very important to take that in consideration when we look at Pioneers with fun dials like this. It's like, yes, it's a Pioneer, it's a screw down crown, it's 43 millimeters, so there's a little bit on, in today's day, it's a larger watch, but I remember when 48 was large. I'm sorry, I remember those days, right? Talking about a Super Avenger sales. So I remember when those are big watches, 120 meter water resistance. So this is a watch that is meant to have fun with. It's a tank. You can do whatever you want with it. So they sell on a rubber strap because they want you to do that. They want you to have fun with it. They want you to enjoy it. They want you to live with your watch. But just because you're living with your watch doesn't mean you have to keep it on the shoes it was born with. I think you definitely have a couple shots for this watch and you can have a lot of fun. Again, 11575, beautiful dial, in-house movement, low production, independent brand. Again, for the price point, you got to really look out there. I don't think you get that much bang for your buck from many other places, and definitely not that much look for your buck at that price point. That's for sure. Moving on down, I had to do it again. We got another one, Patek Philippe 5212, Calatrava weekly calendar. Every time we have one of these, I just have to talk about it because I'm such a fan of this watch. And you're thinking about this watch. I know you're thinking about this watch. You're on the edge about this watch. Pull the trigger. If you're thinking about it, pull the trigger. This watch is the perfect blend of Patek Philippe history with Patek Philippe looking forward. You have a new complication. You have a unique dial. Something they just don't do. The handwritten dial. There's so many things that you just wouldn't normally see from Patek. It's a steel case, which is still the lowest production that they do is in steel case. It's normally a precious metal brand, right? Steel case, unique complication, unique dial that, no matter how much I beg, I don't think they're gonna produce many more of these dials. You've been around for a few years now and you really haven't seen them kind of dip back into those toes with it yet. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I just think that this to me envisions the spirit of where the brand wants to go in terms of getting a little bit younger, having a little bit more fun, but not, crazy, crazy super modern, crazy going like too outlandish, stepping outside of the lane, if you say, of what you think of Patek Philippe. I think this is just such a great watch. And I think when we look back, 10 years from now, we'd say, well, this watch is definitely an interesting turning point from the brand for unique complications that aren't in the chronograph, perpetual calendar, six-figure realm. I think in this category, and again, price-wise, 38,975. Believe price is 38,650 on the retail. So on the market now, these are so close to retail, a few $100. Squeeze my arm, maybe I shave a little bit, $100 off of there for you, maybe a little bit more. Give me a call. But I think price point is right. It's such a gorgeous watch. It looks great on this brown camel strap. Put that bad boy. If you like blues, put on a blue suede, amazing. Put it on a forest green, amazing. Put it on a burgundy red, amazing. This watch is a strap monster. It was born to wear all the straps. It was really born to it. And I think if you're somebody who you have a few pieces in your collection and you're thinking about getting one crowning piece and it's going to be a big chunk of change and but so you want that piece to be something that you're going to wear a lot, I think this is something that can really be that for you. It's a steel case. It's something that you can buy this, you can buy 6 different straps and this can be so many different watches for you. And I can see this easily being, the crown of a 4-piece, 5-piece collection where you had, just a regular time only piece. Maybe you had like a diver, maybe you had something, a few other pieces that are just a little bit fun watches and you want something a little bit more serious. You got your 5212. In any room, this watch is a star. I'm telling you from now, in any room, this watch is a star. It's a conversation piece. 5212, don't think about it. Give me a call, give us a call. Let's talk about it. Definitely a watch you should consider if you love Patek Philippe, you love unique pieces, and you wanna step it up a notch. Definitely a piece to consider. All right. And now, my friends, last but certainly not least, we have the masterpiece. Rolex 18946 day-date masterpiece, platinum with a Meteorite diamond dial and diamond bezel. I saw this come in and I was like, well, I just have to do a video on this watch. This, these masterpiece watches, they are masterpieces, right? But for a time, these were the watches, right? These are the watches a little bit off catalog, hard to find. You have to be a very, very good client of a 80 to get one. And they were just so unique. And it was a masterpiece of Rolex, right? Masterpiece in terms of the gem setting. Beautiful round brilliant diamonds on the dial, masterpiece. Why? Meteorite, gorgeous dial. Bracelet, unique to them. Pro Master, masterpiece bracelet. Everything about this watch is done to perfection. This one is in the 39 millimeter. So for a time, I'm pretty sure it was the largest size you could get a dated in as well. So this was probably the biggest, one of the bigger watches you could get, especially with the dress formation from Rolex, and it gave you everything that you wanted. Platinum, diamond bezel, beautiful Meteorite dial. I love that you have the trapezoid diamonds just at 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock as well. Unique font too, if you look at the dial. Unique font for the numerals, almost a little stencil numerals, a little bit sporty. So this was just them doing a lot of fun stuff. And, this is what I love. I love this era of Rolex. I love that neo vintage, that early 2000s Rolex. You just get some really interesting pieces, some really fun, unique character watches that still hold up today. That they don't make anything that looks like this right now. That you can still wear in a room, and it doesn't look dated. It doesn't look old. Of course, you know, if you've been in the business or you've been collecting, you know that this watch was made a little while ago, but it still stands up among its peers, and it's high. You know what I'm saying? His shoulders are held very, very high, and many other watches have, you know, stood on his shoulders to get where they are today. And anyways, if you're looking for a beautiful piece, if you're looking for something very special, you're not going to see it everywhere. You like a good hunk of platinum on your wrist, but you don't want something too big. 39 millimeters. The bracelet is one of the nicer bracelets out there. It's like oh, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a fancy oyster, right? It's a real mix between like an oyster and like almost kind of jubilee, because it's big links, but you got those two little links kind of going down the sides of it. Just such a great watch. The diamonds are there, but it's not overpowering. It's not too loud. Listen, if the sunlight hits it in the right way, if you walk into a jewelry store, it's gonna shine back at you. But I've seen these. Actually, my first time, I'll never forget. What was when I first working, so 2011, 2012, and somebody was like, "Oh my God, this guy's a masterpiece. Oh my God, that's a masterpiece." I was like, "What's a masterpiece?" And there's this gentleman who's a frequent cruiser, boom, just had that, and it just like, and he was just shorts, maybe like a, you know, little Cuban shirt, a little linen shirt, and it just looked so dope. It also looked beautiful and chill, and the vibe was right. And like that was the most, you know, the key to his outfit that day. But if you didn't know, you didn't know. Yes, there's some diamonds on it, but you know, there's jewelry, there's diamonds and jewelry everywhere. So it kind of fit in his vacation vibe. Anyways, this watch is a moment in time, and it's a moment in time that you can take with you anywhere. And again, it's one of those watches, you pick it up, you put it on. How do you not feel good? How do you not start smiling? Check it out. Full box and papers here. Excellent condition from July 2006. Put a masterpiece on the wrist. You won't regret it. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you're looking for in your collection. Ask you some questions, some things you want to talk about. Or, you know, if you're looking to do a trade, or you have something and you're like, you know, this or that, or I'm thinking about getting this and trading that, feel free to DM me or put it in the comments below. I love to answer some of your questions on air. I'm CQ the Watch Guy. And remember, buy what you love.